Hi, good afternoon, investors. Welcome to PTG. And today you are with me, Savitri Tantraampai, Investor Relations Manager, and Ms. Pachanok Warasak-Yothin, Assistant to Vice President in Financial and Accounting Department. So today we will cover first Q19 highlights, industry outlook, business overview and development, financial performance. So let's start with the highlights. Okay, we did very well in first Q 2019, and we met every target that we set at the end of the year 2018. So we believe that this year is going to be a great year for PTG. So for the first target, oil sales volume, we reached 18% year over year. Lpg sales volume increased 55%. EBITDA growth at 51% year over year. For the market share, in terms of retail market share, we increased to 15.3%, and we have become to be number 2 in retail market. And for non-oil, in terms of gross profit, our non-oil increased 53% year over year, and we still improve, trying to improve our brand awareness in non-oil business. And we will talk more in the later slide. Okay, so let's start with the next section, industry outlook. Okay, this graph, we want to show the factors that impact the 30 baht cap in diesel. That's the WTI crude oil, the Thai baht currency exchange, and also the retail price. So last year in May 2018, the government announced the diesel 30 baht cap. That's because of, at that time, the crude oil, in this case, the WTI reached $72 per barrel, and at that time, the Thai baht exchange rate was at about 32.5 to 33 baht per $1. But right now, for the first quarter, the crude oil dropped drastically. So the min was at 46.5, and the max was at 60. So there's room before reaching the 30 baht cap. So we believe that with this trend and the currency, the Thai baht appreciation, and also the crude oil dropped, we still have room before get to the trigger point. So in other words, we actually are in the safe zone right now. But nobody knows what's going to happen, but there's still some room before reaching the gap. So, and we still see the same trend in the second quarter. So we believe that with this, we safe for the cap right now. Okay. So in terms of the oil Thailand consumption, for the total consumption increased 0.6% year over year compared to first quarter 18. So we see that there's drastic drop in diesel consumption, about 0.5%, while the gas consumption still growing at about 3% increase year over year. And in another side, the retail consumption, which accounted for 74% of the total consumption, it's the main consumption in Thailand. So the growth was 4.1% year over year. And for this one, you see that retail increased 4.1%, while the total increased only 0.6%. That implies that the wholesale, the industrial sector dropped, was like negative growth in the sales volume. So in terms of LPG consumption, The total consumption include the household, the industrial sector, and also the auto sector decreased about 5.6% year over year, and LPG auto still decreasing at about 13% year over year. So we see the drop in all sectors. For example, in the household, still dropping about 3%. The household sector accounted for about 55% of total LPG consumption in Thailand. Industrial, negative growth about 2%. Industrial accounted for about 18%. And in auto sector, accounted about 77% of the total consumption, which is about 13%. So we will see the LPG consumption for PTG cell in the later slide. Okay, so let's move on to PTG overview. Okay, for sales volume increase, the total volume increased about 7.7% year over year. The majority of our products sold still through retail accounted for 94%. We can say that we are the only oil company that has the proportion of retail this high at 94%. And we forecast that it still increase in the retail about 1% each year. And next year going to be about 95% for retail portion. So when we look at the retail portion, the growth is 17.4% year over year, and about 2.9% Q on Q. So the wholesale accounted for about 6%. The growth of the wholesale 23% year over year and about 46% Q on Q. So normally in the regular trend, the second quarter has more volume when compared to the first quarter. So in April and May, we see the retail volume growth is about 20 to 21%. We forecast that it will keep high trend like 20 to 21% in the second quarter. Okay, so the main product that we sold through our station still diesel about 72% in the first Q. Okay, so we in first Q compared to first Q last year, we add about 10% locations. So our same store sales still growing. Okay, so when we look at the market share, this one it's the all channel that include wholesales, retail market share. So look at the first Q 17. So we were at about 9.8% in the first Q 17, and we increased to 10.8% in 18. So we increased about 1% market share. And for the first Q19, we increased about 1.9% market share. So we are at about 12.7% in total market share. But we see that in April, our market share reached 13% in April. So we understand that with the continuous expansion in service station in high potential location, that will help with the sales volume growth each quarter too. So yeah, we hope that our investors will help supporting us and to help encourage us to get to rank second in the total market share by this year. Okay, so next the retail market share. Okay, in 17 we were at about 12.2%, and we increased about 1.5% market share to 13.7%, and the first quarter 19 we were at about 15.3%. So we believe that our retail market share will increase, will continue to increase every year. We expect, we has like goal setting that we want to reach about 17% in retail market share by this year. So if we can make it to 17% market share, will be the first company that passing 15%, which no one else has ever done before. So yeah, we still improve our sales volume, our service to our station every year. Okay, so for LPG sales volume, if you remember in the prior slide, the volume Thailand consumption in LPG decreased about 5% year-on-year in total channel, and in auto decreased 13% year-over-year. But you know, LPG sales volume in PTG increased about 55.3%. So that's from the station expansion, about 41% year-over-year, and our same-store sales growth 9%. So one reason is the PT Max card, the royalty program that we launched 5 to 6 years ago. So help with the increase in LPG sales volume, throughput per station, and overall sales volume in LPG as well. Okay, so the market share in LPG, we were at about 2.2 in 17, and we increased to 3.6, and the first quarter 19 we increased to 6.2%. So we believe that with the trend and our growth each quarter, we will reach about 9% in the fourth quarter this year, and next year we target to reach about 16 to 17% in the LPG market share, in LPG auto market share by next year. So to get to rank first next year. Okay, in terms of the number of service station, in first Q we have 1,916 stations, which 87% was COCO, company-owned, company-operated stations, and about 13% is dealer-owned, dealer-operated stations. We have LPG mixed and standalone. Mixed is included between oil and LPG. We have about 78 locations, and for LPG standalone 49 locations. Okay, so remember 87% in this slide. Okay, so with the high company-owned, company-operated proportion at about 87%, that the advantage of having COCO model is we move fast, and that's because we are flexible and we can control all the supply chain. So in the beginning of this year, the government announced its policy in supporting B20. So they support by with 5 baht per liter lower than the regular diesel. So with this retail price lower, so the popularity in using B20 is increasing every month. So right now they expand the promotion till July 31st this year, and with the current situation that the palm oil surplus right now. We believe that the government, there's possibility that the government will extend the promotion in B20 beyond July 31st this year. Okay, so in 1st March we have only one station, and with the company-owned, company-operated model that I told you earlier, that will help us to increase the product sale in station more quickly. So we actually reached 200 stations in last month already, and we think that we will reach about 300 stations by June this year. Okay, and in this picture, we are very delighted to have the Dr. Siri Jirapongpan, the Mr. of Energy of Thailand, to open our first public diesel B20 sale in our service station. This picture was taken in Khao Yoi, Phetchaburi, inbound to Bangkok. And right now, as I told you, we will reach about 300 locations by June 2019. Okay, so move on to the number of networks. So currently we have about 546 touch points, 215 Pan-Thai coffee shops, 81 coffee world located in community mall, department store, and top tier community mall. 167 Maxmart, the convenience store that we operate ourselves. We have 53 loop change in service station. We have 16 auto bags. We have 8 Pro Truck, 5 Max Camp, the rest area, and 1 Kruwa Ban Chit restaurant. Okay, so we still expand our network, and as our policy to focus on non-oil business, we will see more and more in the convenience stores, in the coffee shops, and also in the service, maintenance service, both in stations and outside station. Okay, so for the project update, Palm Complex, our biodiesel plant, finally operating with current utilization rate of right now it's about 65%, and we expect that it will increase to 100%, in the earliest in the end of 3rd quarter, and the latest in the 4th quarter this year. So as the government has policy to promote B20, that will help using a lot more in the biodiesel product. And with this plant can produce the purity products with the Europe standard. And with new technology, the key factor, the key measurement is the monoglycerine. So in our biodiesel product, we have a very extremely low monoglycerine at 0.08%. So right now, the Ministry of Energy is promoting B10, which required about 0.4% monoglycerine. But because we are better, 5 times better than the requirements, and the most important thing is, right now we are 1 in 2 plants that can produce the monoglycerine with the requirements. So that will help with the consumption in biodiesel more and more with the government promotion and support in palm product in biodiesel. Okay. Okay, so for the next one, banking agent. So we add new service in our Max Mart convenience store. Right now we have about 50 locations. We started the Max Mart in Bangkok and metropolitan areas first, but we have plans to increase to all 167 Max Mart by fourth quarter this year. So this will help with the traffic in the station and also in the convenience store. So the customers can come at the Max Mart and can, deposit, withdraw, check the balance, inquiry at our service counter in PT station. Okay, so for the next one, the event that we just hold, it's PT Maxiton Motorsports team for car racing. So our PT Maxiton lubricant right now sponsor for the racing team, and for the lubricant, right now the sales volume growth about 50%. And we expect that we will increase the total sales volume to about 5 million liters by the end of this year. And right now we are very close to the target right now. So this will help with the brand awareness of the PT Max Return lubricants. Okay, so we sponsor about 3 teams in racing team right now. Okay, so for our targets in 2019 targets with the first Q we met every target. So we forecast that in terms of our sales volume, 16 to 20% growth, or Lpg 55 to 60% growth, and EBITDA 40 to 50% growth. We still maintain the targets right now. And for the PT Max Card loyalty program, right now we have about 11 million members, which lots of good deals with many partners right now. And now our members can earn, can burn, and can swap points to our well-known partners. You don't have to come at our coffee to shops to collect the points anymore, but right now you can earn, you can burn, you can swap points at any location of our partners. So we expect to bring joy to provide new experience to our customers. This year our budget plan for investment, the core business 2.5 billion baht, non-oil was 0.5 billion, and the new business is 0.5 billion. Okay, so we will move on to financial performance with Ms. Pachanok.
Thank you, Kun Savitri, and good afternoon, everyone. Let's go inside to the financial performance of PTG for the first quarter 2019. Let's start from the revenue, the proportion of revenue between oil and non-oil products, which was 97% and 3% respectively. It's a little bit changed from the prior quarter and the prior year. It doesn't mean that the revenue did not increase, but instead the volume of sales went up by 19% and 5%, but the oil retail price dropped 2% and 7% year on year and Q on Q, with the lower cost of oil products approximately 9% and 4%. Therefore, this led to the gross profit improved 33% and 27%, which was not significant change from the last quarter and the same quarter last year, due to a better marketing margin of the oil products. However, the non-oil gross profit still grew 53% year on year and 4% Q on Q because of the new branches. Our company keep the expansion, both oil and non-oil business, and with supported from the operating expenses, especially staff cost, rental and leasehold right expenses, and depreciation expenses. If we take a look back for 3 years, we will find that the interest expense grow in the slowly rate, except the direct cost of the growth of the expansion from the first quarter 2017 to the first quarter 2018, which more than the past is because we more focus on the Bangkok and metropolitan regions. This affected to EBITDA and net profit increase about 51% and 51% and 93% year on year, and 50% and 159% Q on Q. The return on asset in this quarter was 36.5%, reflected a better capability to generate income from the invested assets, which this more profit to allocate to the shareholder, about 10%. We try to balance between the investment budget with the operating cash flow. So the interest-bearing debt increase in the lower rate compared to with the growth of profit. As a result, the interest-bearing debt to equity increased slightly, a slight drop from the last year, 2018. The operating cash cycles was still negative 10.75 days because we did not change the credit policy for the customer and supplier. And normally we will keep the stocks at the end of each year more than the par level to support the customer consumption during the holidays. For the 3-month period this year, we invested for the current business about 1 billion baht, which sort of fund from the operating and the financing about 50-50. However, we expected that we will have the operating cash flow for the investing both the current business and the future business about 3.5 billion baht this year. The total assets as of March 2019 is about 20 billion baht, 4% increase from the last year. In this 4%, the major contribution were the prepaid leasehold rights and rental, property, plant and equipment, and inventories. We needed to increase these assets for the business expansion because this can generate income which would be directly affected for the incremental of equity. Therefore, we need both the short-term and long-term loans for the business expansion also. Thank you for listening, and it's now time for question and answer.
Okay, first question, how to achieve oil market share at 17%? What's your plan? Okay, so we still added the station every month. Our plan for this year, it will reach about 2,000 locations for service stations. So, we still increase our location, and with the policy that will focus on the high potential area, that will help a high potential area. So the throughput per station will higher than the regular locations. First, that will help with the sales volume. Second, we implement we focus on the service. So we have our team to give a better service to the customers. So last year we actually implemented in Bangkok area, and this year we also expanded to Bangkok and metropolitan area. So this also will help with the same-store sales growth per station. And another one is the PT Max card. You know, with the campaign that we launched, the partners that we have more than last year, and also our members that increase every month, and we expect to increase to about 12.5 million this year. So these three factors will help with the higher sales volume and will gain more market share. Okay. The second question, where is your main location of B20, Bangkok or rural area? Okay, so in Bangkok area we have the station about 10% that locate in Bangkok and vicinity areas. So the majority of the diesel consumption will be outbound, but you know, we plan to cover the B20 service to provide this product, cover all the region, but mainly the product sold, the diesel still sold more in out of Bangkok area. Okay, so you mentioned an additional service of banking agent. How is its performance? Is there any barrier? Okay, so we launched the banking agent with Bank of Ayutthaya, Krungsi Ayutthaya. Okay, so right now we started in Bangkok and vicinity area first. You know, we still need to expand our acknowledge our customers about this service, and you know, with the partner, with the co-creation, the bank will help promoting this service. For example, like leaflet, or you know, you see the screen, the advertisement screen, they will help us to promote the service for banking agent in MaxMart as well. Is there any barrier right now? You know, the customer has to hold Bay account, Bank of Ayutthaya account. So you know, with other banks customers, they might not be able to draw money or deposit money with other banks, but we are working on it, and we still you know, we have plans to promote our service in our MaxMart more. Okay, for the fourth question, is there any effect potential from the strength of Thai currency? Okay, so the effect of the oil price, I mean the cost of goods sold, there's two major impact. That's first is the crude oil price, and the second one is the currency exchange. You know, if the currency, the Thai baht appreciate, that will, you know, reduce the cost of the oil down. Okay, so you know, for example, if you remember, the in May 2018, at that time, you know, the currency exchange about 33 baht, and WTI is about 72, and those factors, you know, cause the impact in 30 baht diesel capped. But right now, you know, from 33 Thai baht exchange rate down to about 31 to 32 baht. From 72, that will increase from 72 to about $75 per barrel to reach the 30 baht cap. So if Thai baht currency appreciate, that will help with the lower the cost of oil. Okay. How does the company plan to raise capital in order to fund future growth? Okay, so with the policy at the moment, okay, we don't have any plan to
raise the capital
raise the capital
for support the future business.
But we will use cash flow first, and then we see the option of loaning from the banks to fund the expansion, business expansion. Okay, so but with the policy this year, the investment need to match with the cash flow from operation. That's the main policy for this year. Okay, so right now we out of the question right now, but if you have more questions, we are very happy to answer all of the your questions. So please send us an email at ir@pt.co.th, or you can stay connected with us. Please add line at PTG IR, and we upload every news, every movement in PTG for you. Okay. So thank you for watching us, and please encourage and support our business to help get to rank second by this year. Okay. Thank you.